All right, everyone, I think we're going to kick this off. Thank you for attending today. We're going to review Cloud Pak for data and also IBM's Performance Server with PostgreSQL, so the IBM Performance Server. Hopefully it'll be very informative today and hopefully a lot of questions. So sometimes it gets a little confusing. Please feel free to ask questions in the little box up above, and I'll do my best to answer them in line. All right, that being said, let's start it up. So here's our agenda for today. Going to go over some introductions, who we are, why we're here. Then we're going to actually review Cloud Pak itself. A lot of people get confused on what Cloud Pak is. The current iteration is 2.5. I believe 3.0 is scheduled out in around early April. I don't know if that's confirmed yet or not, but it should be probably in April timeframe. And then we're also going to go over the Cloud Pak server and also the IPS, the IBM Performance Server, which essentially is kind of the new Netezza. And again, we'll go into more details there. And then maybe we'll also dive into some of the individual components of Cloud Pak and actually give you a little bit of a look-see on what Cloud Pak is. And, Q&A at the end officially, but as I said, if you get a chance, just, if you have a question, just let me know. Okay, just so you know who we are, so my name is Mark Martino with TechD. We're kind of an expert with a lot of IBM products, other products as well, but from the IBM stack, Cloud Pak for data obviously is a big one. A lot of the components contained in Cloud Pak as well. Watson Studio, Streams for real-time analytics, DB2 Warehouse, Netezza, obviously, Planning Analytics, Cognitive Analytics, Data Stage, and so forth. So we're kind of pros with everything involving data, which is great because Cloud Pak for data pretty much has all of our products embedded in it in some way or another. And so it really works out well for us. So we like it. Moving on. So modernizing your data architecture. Okay? So the AI ladder, and this is an important part of Cloud Pak because that's kind of what it does. All right? So you've got your 4 different steps. Infuse operational AI throughout the business. You want to make sure the knowledge is there. Analyze it. Organize it, and then obviously be able to collect it. So these are the 4 big things. How you do that is usually very difficult with a lot of clients. A lot of people have issues with it. And Cloud Pak is kind of a one-stop shop. It does kind of everything and anything for you. It allows you to collect the data, organize it, analyze it, and then push it out to anyone and everyone. It's pretty much your entire AI journey end to end, right? So if you're way behind, this will get you way ahead of the curve right away. If you're kind of at that curve and you want to just get a little bit of a boost or simplify your architecture and modernize it, then again, Cloud Pak is also going to be the way to go for you. So, what is Cloud Pak for data, right? Well, it's IBM's containerized software. So IBM has a lot of products, pretty much a product for anything and everything, probably multiple products for anything and everything. And what they've done is they've simplified it by putting it all together with one interface, and they've containerized it. And this containerized implementation with this universal interface is very slick, easy to use, look and feel. That is essentially your Cloud Pak for data. Right? Everybody explains Cloud Pak, and every time they explain it, it sounds kind of different. So I'll probably sound different from the way somebody else explained it to you. Right? But the way it works is pretty much this. Everything is now containerized. So what is a container? Right? A container is pretty much an installed product that's kind of ready to go. So rather than installing it, running some kind of setup.exe or double-clicking some install or something like that, you just run an image that's actually pre-installed. And in this case, it's going to run on OpenShift for Linux. And then what happens is, if you want a new version, you just shut it down, swap out the old image for the new, and start it back up. So it makes maintenance of large volumes of products way simpler than it normally would be. So if you asked me to install and configure all the products that come with Cloud Pak, it would probably take me and a few people on my team 3 months to do it. But Cloud Pak for data is designed to be up and running in the same day. You have an environment ready, give us access to it in the morning, we should be good to go by the end of the day, and you should be AI aware by the end of the week. So it's designed to speed things up and make it very simple from an architectural point of view, from the IT point of view, to actually maintain. And it's pretty important because there are a lot of products out there. Nobody's an expert in all of them. Now you don't have to be. All right, so we're talking about Cloud Pak for data today. IBM has taken a lot of their products and they bundled them based upon what they are, how they're kind of categorized, and so we're going for what's called Cloud Pak for data. So things like data virtualization, Cognos, DB2 Warehouse, governance, Watson Data Studio, RStudio, Python, Jupyter Notebook, Spark, everything and anything you need to get your data analytics and AI environment up and running is going to be a Cloud Pak for data. The other Cloud Paks are very good as well, but they're designed for very specific things, whether it's automation or integration services or different applications. But what we're going over today is Cloud Pak for data, right? One thing you need to know is everybody says Cloud Pak, Cloud Pak, Cloud Pak. What if I don't want to use the IBM Cloud? The word cloud has nothing to do with the IBM Cloud. You don't have to run on the IBM Cloud. You can run it on AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. You can run it on-prem. It does not have to be run on the cloud at all. People see Cloud Pak for data, they're like, oh, we're going to the cloud. We're not ready for the cloud. You do not need to be ready for the cloud. You can install it and configure it on your own servers, or you can buy an appliance with it pre-installed. Either way does not mean cloud. IBM had some reason under the covers for calling it that. Cloud is not required. If you want to go to the cloud, this is going to make your cloud journey extremely easy in comparison to what it normally would be, but not necessary. You can be on-prem, you can be on the cloud, you can be a hybrid and be partially on-prem or the cloud. That's how the tech works. Right? So it allows you for smooth transition into the cloud environment. All right. So the building blocks of AI, right? You need to collect your data, organize, and analyze, right? Well, again, that's what Cloud Pak does. It's the data pack. So it's designed to get your data and do all the analytics on it, and it pretty much comes with anything and everything that you need built in, but it's not vendor locked. IBM does not lock anything from anybody. So if you have a lot of other tools out there that you like, you love, then use them. We're not saying get rid of them. But this will allow you to use all the IBM products and a lot of other products a lot easier and a lot simpler than you normally would, but it doesn't lock it out. So if you want to use someone else's ETL tool, but you want to use their database and their analytics, no problem. If you want to use Cloud Pak's ETL tool, but someone else's database and maybe Cloud Pak's, AI, with Planning Analytics or Watson Explorer or Cognos Analytics, you can do that too. So all these products you see here come with, or sometimes there are a couple more add-ons, but they're all available within the Cloud Pak environment. But anything in here you see that you have a version of you like, you can just swap this out for your own or use both of them or whatever you want. Right? So there's no vendor lockout, just like there's no cloud lockout. You can install this on IBM Cloud or Amazon Cloud or your own servers. It doesn't matter. It's not a problem at all. Right? And you see, if you do have a product that you see that's on here, you might want to use the Cloud Pak version of it. You might not. There's a little bit of an upcharge for it, depending on what it is. It might be the right choice for you. It might not, depending on how you have things set up currently. Example, DB2 and DB2 Warehouse are part of Cloud Pak. DB2 Warehouse comes with it as part of the standard bundle. If you have DB2 Warehouse now, standalone, you might want to use the Cloud Pak version. You might not, depending on a few technical things here and there. We can actually help you with that. If you have any questions, just let us know. But if you're really kind of way behind on the analytics journey, Cloud Pak is going to get you caught up quickly and easily. But if you are, again, kind of a front runner, this is going to bring you up another level from a technology point of view. The interface is way better, way easier to use from a user perspective, from an admin perspective. It's also a lot easier to maintain from an IT perspective. So no matter where you are in the journey, your AI journey, Cloud Pak for data can definitely help you out. All right, a little Forrester wave action here. Enterprise Insight Platform. So that's the category that Cloud Pak for data comes in. As you can see, IBM is at the top. And I don't see that changing in the near future. The reason being that, one, I think IBM has a little bit of a jump on it, and two, IBM, again, has a product for anything and everything. Obviously, there's some big boys out there like SAP and Microsoft and Google, but they really, a lot of them have holes. If you read this, Microsoft has huge holes in things like governance, data prep tools. So those big holes are causing them a lot of problems, and that's why they're not at the top. And I think they partner with other people to try to fill those gaps. They actually don't have any products that deal with that at all. A lot of their analytics products, to be honest, they're kind of easy to use because they don't really do that much. They have a lot of holes in the physical products themselves. Cloud Pak for data, being the fact that it uses Kubernetes and under the covers and all these containers, it makes it very easy to use. The machine learning that's built in, again, is very easy to use and get up and running, and typically that's something that is not. So I think that circle's going to be growing year over year, and I think IBM is going to stay a leader in this field for quite some time for those reasons and a variety of other ones. All right. Some key use cases, manage your data anywhere. So manage your data wherever it is, and there's something called data virtualization. So what's nice is, when you pull data into a database, that's great, but sometimes you don't, or you don't want to, or what you can do is use data virtualization. Data virtualization is almost like a spider web built into Cloud Pak for data. So it'll actually go out and connect to any and all of your data sources, and not necessarily pull in the data, but allow you to have full access to it. You can write a SQL statement or, analyze that database without actually pulling in all the data. So an example of, why wouldn't I just pull in all the data? Well, here's an example. Maybe that's your source system, and you want to use governance, something like Watson Knowledge Catalog, and you want to go through all your source systems and analyze the tables. Well, analyzing the tables doesn't mean bring all the data in. Analyzing the tables means select, the first 1,000, 10,000, 50,000 rows. Tell me what's going on with every column. Is this, so security number? Is this some kind of secure data I need to lock down? Is the California Protection Act going to cause me problems with data or not? So you don't necessarily want to move the data around, but you want to be able to access that data. That's what data virtualization is going to do for you. All right, so that's actually a very strong use case. Things like customer churn, cross-selling and upselling, predictive maintenance. There's a lot of different ways you can get about that. You can add SPSS. There's a lot of machine learning with actually pre-canned machine learning algorithms built into the system. So it's going to give you a jump start and, again, be very easy to use. Right. Shift to cloud native, so built-in automation, scaling, and collaboration to increase productivity. You won't even realize it when you log in the Cloud Pak for data, and I'm probably going to do that towards the end, that under the covers, it's using all these other products that you're not really even aware of. So what happens is it's totally different user interface, but a lot of the engines under the covers are products you know. You'll have under the covers, you'll have, data stage and quality stage, Cognos, and you won't realize it, but you'll be just moving around, and under the covers, it'll be going between these different products because this Cloud Pak for data has this unified interface to allow everything just kind of seamlessly, integrate. Works out great. And then obviously smarter governance. In this case, it says GDPR, which is a big one, but California Protection Act is a big one, CPAA, I forget what it is. Even if you're not in California, it's a big deal because everybody else is going to follow. So California's kicked in January 1st. I just think New York might be the next one to kick in. They've got West Coast, East Coast, and a whole bunch of states are going to actually follow suit with their own variations. So governance is becoming a very big topic right now, and there's built-in accelerators for all these different, California Protection Act and GDPR. So if that's something you have concern with, again, this is going to give you that jump start. All right. So Cloud Pak for data 2.5. Take a look at it, what it comes with. All right. So here's some of the products. Comes with Cloud Pak for data. So Infuse, you've got Watson OpenScale. For Analyze, you've got Watson Studio, Cognos dashboards. Now, full-blown Cognos is available. That is what's called an add-on cartridge, but it is available in this environment. So there's a whole bunch of things that come with Cloud Pak as the base, what you're looking at now, everything comes with Cloud Pak as the base, with the exception of the Performance Server in the bottom right, and I'll review that a little bit more as we go along. But all this is part of it as kind of the base, but then there's all these different add-ons, and some of these add-ons have nothing to do with IBM. So IBM has partnered with other companies, and those third-party companies have created add-ons that will run inside Cloud Pak for data, keeping that uniform look and feel for everyone, but giving you all these other products under the covers. Some of the ones that we really like, I'll be honest, I like a lot of these. DB2 warehouses are easy to use. Data virtualization, I mentioned earlier. DB2 Event Store, if you're not familiar with that, that's an in-memory database. So it's designed for very fast transactions, and IBM Streams is an in-memory sensor ETL tool designed for real-time movement and scoring of data. They make a great team together, and they are both included in Cloud Pak. So when you get Cloud Pak, you can get, you get all those products built in. And just so you know, the way Cloud Pak works is you no longer buy like, well, I need 10 of these licenses or 20 of these. Cloud Pak comes in what's called a VPC, so a virtual core. And if you have, 40 virtual cores, well, you can run with anything and everything you want, and you're just limited based on capacity. So if I'm running Watson Knowledge Catalog and I'm running DB2 Warehouse, great. If I've got some extra capacity, I can start up DB2 Event Store and Streams and try them out. If I like them, great. If I don't, I can shut them down, start something else back up. It gives you that flexibility to try and use any and all of the components without any problems, without any licensing issues. It's all capacity-based now. Simplifies everything. Right. From the highlights, certified supported exclusively on Red Hat OpenShift. Familiar, Red Hat acquisition from IBM. OpenShift is IBM's, actually Red Hat's way of essentially orchestrating all your different containers that you have. All right, so everything's containerized now. You want to be able to organize those containers, see what's in there, what's available. OpenShift is going to orchestrate all that for you, and that's the platform that came along with Red Hat. Right. All right, available in the IBM Cloud Marketplace. This is kind of nice. Again, I said it's available, and you can install it on any cloud you want. If you go to the IBM Cloud Marketplace, you can click Go, and it'll automatically install Cloud Pak for Data for you. You have to buy the Cloud Pak for Data, but they will host it for you free, I believe, for 1 year. So if you want to, use Cloud Pak for Data in the cloud, IBM will actually take care of essentially the hardware services of it for an entire year for free. So just note to self, that's a great way to kind of kick it in. That's big savings. You don't have to worry about any of the servers under the covers. You just have to worry about the cost of the software itself. Right? And we're talking about a lot of products. So we're not talking about one little server here. We're talking about a cluster of servers that are required to run this entire Cloud Pak environment. Right? So Watson Studio, Watson Knowledge Catalog, those products are all built in. Auto AI, data quality, data lineage. If you've never seen Watson Knowledge Catalog, we do demos all the time. It is slick. Between that and a normal governance catalog is that Watson Knowledge Catalog is designed for the business. It's easy to use. Right? So they're constantly always enhancing products. So obviously they've made some enhancements to data virtualization, a bunch of other data sources, streams. Streams is actually an excellent tool. A lot of people don't know of it, but it actually works really well. They have clients that use it, and now there's a good chance they might actually switch to the Cloud Pak version of it, just for ease of use and ease of upgrades. Bunch of industry accelerators built in, which is great. Get simplified and modular install. Right, you have a control panel, tells you what's installed, what's not installed, what's considered premium, what comes with it. And again, you're not running any installed IDXEs, you're just downloading containers and starting up the containers. Once you do it for one application, you can do it for all the applications. So it's not like you have to be an expert on 20 apps. You literally just need to know how to do this. And then once you know how to do this, you can do it for any and all applications. Right. API enhancements. made some changes to the APIs that are built in. Open source governance services, so Spark is actually built into the system as well. Right? And then the platform itself, the whole Cloud Pak platform, they're constantly making changes. So the global search, there's a lot of auditing that's built in, a lot more security measures that are put in place. IBM's always been very strong in security. A lot of the other analytics tools I've run into have been a little bit light on it. IBM has always been very strong with that, so they're constantly enhancing security. And again, this is 2.5, which is a big jump from, I guess it was 2.0 before. 3.0, again, is coming out probably in April and should, again, take everything to the next level. All right, so how's it packaged and how does it work? Right. First of all, step one, you got to figure out what your platform is going to be. It's going to run on Red Hat OpenShift, but you can do it in the IBM Cloud, Amazon, Microsoft. There's no difference. There's no cost difference. You know, you're paying for cores. Wherever you put it, it is what it is. Again, IBM will probably give it to you for free on their cloud for 1 year. So there's obviously a massive cost savings there. You don't have to worry about hardware for a year. But you can also then install it on your own hardware. So no big deal. You have some extra, VMs that you want to spin up in your data center, then just spin them up. Okay. Now on top of the platform, once you figure it out, that's going to be your Cloud Pak for data. Right? Collect, organize, analyze, and infuse. That terminology is constantly used over and over again. And once you install Cloud Pak for data, you're going to have access to all of the products that come with the base, and there's a lot of them, but then there are also a lot of add-ons. And those add-ons are going to be kind of a sold separately type thing. Some are from IBM, some are open source, some are created by partners. So you can install all these different add-ons as well. Right? So you would do Cloud Pak, you install the base Cloud Pak, and then the add-ons would just get put in on top. Right? It's kind of like, I guess, people, the analogy is kind of like an iPhone app. So third-party sold through the marketplace, kind of the same thing. So a third-party company is going to be able to actually put things on essentially the IBM marketplace, and be able to add applications that have nothing to do with IBM, but still run them on Cloud Pak for data because the platform is strong and it's easy to use and it's a unified interface for all your users. So rather than hopping out of one tech, hopping into another, everything now has that same Cloud Pak for data feel. It's a big deal. Right? Some of the add-ons, right? So they come on as premium. Right? They have the word premium here. But again, some actually come with. So here's your databases. CockroachDB. I don't know really a lot about it. I did hear some positive things, though. That's available as an add-on. Just integrate, download. But again, it's a premium. So premium means you have to actually purchase it. DB2 Event Store, it says it's a premium. The slide might be a little bit dated. That's actually now included. So IBM keeps adding more and more things to the base for free. DB2 Event Store is one of those. Again, that's an in-memory database. Extremely high-speed ingest and deep real-time analytics. We're thinking about using that as replacement for Hadoop at one of our clients because Hadoop is very high ingest, but also very high maintenance and very hard to deal with. Administering Hadoop has always been a little bit of a challenge. DB2 Enterprise is sold separately, so that's a premium, but DB2 Warehouse actually comes with it free. PostgreSQL is open source. Mongo, that's an add-on. Data virtualization. Yeah. So you can see right away, again, this one actually comes with it, but there's a lot of different options for it, and they're constantly adding to it. So every time I pull up a slide, it's usually outdated because something else has always been added. It's like counting the number of apps in the App Store on a Tuesday than talking about it on a Wednesday. There's no way to me, right? There's a lot of other add-ons as well. You've got different analytics, Cognos, Datamir. So some of these are third-party companies IBM works with. Watson Explorer and Streams actually are coming with it now. SPSS Modeler is premium still. Data Refinery, I believe, comes with it now. So they're constantly pushing things from premium to actually, part of the base. But again, if you have any questions about this, just let us know. And there's a lot of pretty cool things built in, like Watson OpenScale, Watson Assistant. So you can do Watson like text-to-speech and speech-to-text, natural language processing, all that like heavy-duty AI is built into the system itself. Some of them are obviously premium, but still, it's all part of that same ecosystem, so it has the same look and feel from a user's perspective, which is exactly what we want. Right. Data science environment, so a lot of things come with it for free. Jupyter Notebooks, RStudio, those are big ones. SPSS Model is an add-on. Watson Explorer, I believe, is an add-on. Data Refinery, I believe, is actually included, but I have to double check on that. Again, these things change a little bit because IBM's constantly adding more things to the system. Governance modules, Watson Knowledge Catalog, again, people are looking at that all the time. It's one of the hottest products out there from IBM. Data governance to the next level, designed for not just IT, but for the business to use it. Looks great. Demo is great, and it's actually very easy to use. So if you have any questions about that, just let us know. Right. There's a ton of accelerators that are built in. So credit card fraud for banking, customer churn designed for banking, loan defaults, a lot of different banking ones. There's a bunch that are cross industry as well, the 360-degree view of your customer. And those accelerators, all that machine learning accelerators, are actually built into the system. So they're not sold separately. Right. There's some more details. Right. Provide various sample assets such as data catalogs, sample data sets, notebooks, pre-trained ML models, Shiny app, Cognitive dashboard. So it actually literally has examples and quick starts for all the different components. So when somebody says like data catalog, they probably mean Watson Knowledge Catalog. When they say notebooks, it's Jupyter Notebooks. Cognitive dashboards are pretty straightforward. So they give you templates and starting points to really accelerate you at these different, these different actually solutions. So it works out great. It's a jump start, right? All right. So Cloud Pak for data system. So again, I say Cloud Pak. Everybody thinks it's for the cloud, but there's actually a physical system you can buy. So if you don't want to install it, you don't want to maintain the hardware for it, you can just buy the system for it, right? It's usually the Cloud Pak for data systems, right? So it's the entire Cloud Pak software. The add-ons are still add-ons, right? So it's still the base it comes with. The other ones are sold separately, but now it comes with the hardware. So it's called a hyperconverged system, combines storage, compute, networking, and software in a single system to reduce complexity and ease scalability. What's nice, too, is the system can expand. So if you buy a smaller system today and you outgrow it, you can add more components to it going forward and expand the size of it. Right? Deploy private cloud under 4 hours. So the way it works is if you decide to purchase one, IBM will essentially ship it to you. You will open the door, let them in, and someone will come in and actually install it, configure it, make sure it works with your network, and make sure the software is all installed and ready to go. And once it is, we'll connect to your LDAP, get your users in the system, and start you going right away. Deploy private cloud under 4 hours. So the base hardware, once the software is downloaded onto it, it's up and running in 4 hours. Right? High availability, even has a call home feature, so if a drive dies or something else, because it is hardware and that happens, not a problem. IBM will be alerted probably before you will. Single pane for system management. Everything has that Cloud Pak for data look and feel, so it's very easy for you to manage the system and get around. All right, so there's a starter unit and there's expansion slots. Right? So if you decide you want to go the hardware route, I don't know if I want to deep dive into it too much, but just let us know kind of what it looks like. You've got your different actual casements, and then you've got your different switches. It fits in your own data center, or if you want, it comes pre-racked. You can actually send a rack with it as well. It's your call. Right? Now it's Cloud Pak for data system with the Performance Server. So what's the Performance Server? The Performance Server is Netezza, right? So you can get the base Cloud Pak, or if you get the base +1 or +2 or +4, +6, +8. The plus means Netezza, right? So +1, there's not an exact one-to-one match, but a +1 is essentially a half rack Netezza appliance. A base +2 is going to be all your Cloud Pak with a full rack of Netezza. Base +4 is going to essentially be a double rack of Netezza. 6 will be a triple. 8 will be a quadruple rack of Netezza. So one thing you know, if you're a big Netezza shop, you like Netezza, you love Netezza, great. It's back up and restore, but it comes as an add-on to Cloud Pak. So what that means is that you cannot have Netezza without Cloud Pak. And the reason for that is the interface for an administrator. They've enhanced it, it's slick, it's easy to use, and it integrates with everything else in Cloud Pak. So even though you might not use all the Cloud Pak things that come with it, you will get Cloud Pak with this system just because the interface, the administration, the LDAPs, all those different settings, all that look, that feel, the things that make Cloud Pak great, essentially Netezza has been embedded in that now. So now you've got that uniform look, not just for users, but also for admins of the system, right? So some people I kind of relate it to, you know, if you want just Netezza, it's kind of like, well, you've got to buy fries and then you can get the hamburger as like a side. So you have to buy Cloud Pak and then you get Netezza as the side. So it's like an add-on. That's why it's a plus. +1, +2, +4. It's an add-on. Right? So it's appliance. They'll drop it off. They'll install it, configure it. You're good to go. Little to no work on your side. And in case anybody wants to know, they are going to be clouding the system. So if you have Netezza now, or you're looking for an extremely easy to use, extremely fast analytics warehouse, Netezza or the Cloud Pak, with Performance Server is definitely the way to go, and it will be cloudable. I hear end of Q2. Worst case scenario, start of Q3, but I think probably end of Q2. So maybe 3 or 4 months from now, it's going to be live, and not just in the IBM Cloud, but other clouds as well, such as Amazon. So Netezza's back. It's better than before, and it's going to be clouded soon. Right? So the IBM Performance Server for PostgreSQL. Performance Server. So it was announced in very end of August 2019. One of the big things is that it's 100% compatible with Netezza, 3x faster, lower operational costs, smaller footprint. So, yeah, 100% compatible. So what does that mean? That means I can back up from one and restore on the other, or use NZ migrate and move the data from A to B. Done. 100% compatible. Your apps won't even know the difference. Right? Here's a little bit of a side-by-side compare. Right? So this here would be the equivalent of a +2, essentially a full rack versus a full rack Mako. So it has a little bit less cores, but they're still Intel cores, and they're faster than the ones in a Mako. As for memory, it gets a big boost. It goes up to 1.5 terabytes. Storage is a little bit smaller, but it's way faster. So your old Netezza appliances had spinners. So they were regular hard drives, disks that spun around, failed all the time. They are gone. Everything now is an NVMe, which, if you look it up, is a very high-speed solid-state drive, essentially. So you should get 3x performance or more. If you've got old-school twin-fin, it's going to be night and day, 5 to 8x. And again, potentially more as well. And again, the racks are smaller. It fits into a normal rack, to be honest with you, or you can get a rack sent to you from IBM. That's an option as well. So it doesn't have to necessarily go in the IBM, kitty refrigerator that you used to get before. All right. Any questions, thoughts, theories? All right. Benefits of upgrading. A ton. All right, so if you're on Netezza now and you want to upgrade, one benefit, it's faster. Second benefit, it comes with Cloud Pak, or rather, Cloud Pak comes with it. It comes with Cloud Pak. I don't know how to describe it the right way. But Cloud Pak for data is part of it, so all the analytics we're talking about are going to be part of the system now. So it's no longer a fast, easy-to-use analytics engine, data warehouse engine. It now has all the analytics built into it, and it's in the same enclosure. So you can't get any faster than that. It's going to be using the same fabric switch. In-place expansion. It's one of the things they didn't really do too well with Netezza. Now, all the individual components are a separate part number. So if we need to go from a +2 to a +4, we can just slide those right in. 0% risk. Why? Because you can do a backup and restore. If you have auditing on, we can run a command called NZ replay, and it'll literally run the exact same SQL statements and tell you the speed differences. And it should be 3x or more, probably more. I think that's conservative, 3x. Right? Again, 100% compatible. I want to do a backup and restore or an NZ migrate, and life is going to be good. It's going to come right over. My apps aren't going to know the difference. A lot of our clients are using the same Netezza drivers. They're just pointing it to the new platform and hitting go. Users aren't even going to know the difference when they connect to Netezza. Now, the whole interface with the Cloud Pak, I mean, that's like day, leaps ahead. But from a user experience now, all your different analytics, what do you have running, it's going to just work. Right? 100% compatible with anything, even the old school, Mustang, Skimmer, TwinFin, Striper, Mako, all 100% compatible. What's nice too is if you have a Mako and it's coming off maybe this year or next year, you can always use it as a sandbox, even though it might not be supported. Sandbox environment, no big deal, it's 100% compatible, just won't be as fast. Right. And again, obviously all the embedded analytics, everything we talked about before is now still available. Right. It's just like old school Netezza. All right, somebody had a question. Cloud Pak +1 for Netezza Mako, is it going to be available in the cloud? And if so, is it going to be elastic? It's a good question. It's a difficult one to actually answer. It will be, Netezza will be available. Essentially, Cloud Pak Performance Server will be available in the cloud. I don't think it's going to be called a +1. I think it's just going to be in the cloud, because I think it's going to be a very large server in the background, and I think it's going to be expandable, and you're going to essentially pay for capacity. The pricing isn't out just yet. You're probably a couple weeks, maybe a month ahead of time on that one. So we'll keep you in the loop or keep up with us, but it's not quite announced yet. I've got some ideas of how it's going to be kind of laid out, but nothing that's 100%. So that's a good question, but yeah, it's a tough one right now. And you should, hopefully everybody should see my screen. If you can't, we're in trouble. All right, again, built-in data science and machine learning, right? And the compatibility, again, all your beautiful, wonderful Netezza commands, NZ commands you loved before, they're back. So if you have any scripts you wrote, if you have any processes you use, they're all going to work. All right, so somebody asked how are they going to migrate their IPS, their Mako 4-rack to an IPS server. You have 185 terabytes of data. It's a good question. Probably a couple ways we can do it. We probably have to kind of do more of a deep dive, but remember they're going to be kind of in the same data center at the same time, so you're going to have a lot of speed between the pipe. So we actually have one in our data center, and the pipe, the way it works is it's 4 bonded 10 gigabit fiber cables. So it technically has 40 gigabits of throughput, which is a lot. There's a couple ways you could do it. You could possibly start with a backup and then just migrate wherever the changes are, the backup and restore, or you can do kind of a hot one, or we can do one database at a time or one schema at a time. We'd have to take it as kind of like a one-off. I don't have an exact answer for you now, but remember they're going to be right next to each other, unless you're talking about the cloud. If you're talking about the cloud, that's going to be kind of a different discussion altogether. But we'll circle back around afterwards because that's kind of a very specific question. It's a good one though. It's an important one. All right. So that was kind of it from a slide deck point of view. Obviously, I had a few questions, but I think what we want to do now is maybe just kind of log into it real quick so you get a feel for what Cloud Pak looks like. Let's see, I probably timed out. Did not. Good for me. Okay. So when you log into Cloud Pak, this is what you're going to see. It's a welcome screen, it's an admin screen, and under the covers, it's kind of everything, right? So what does that mean? That means all your products have the same interface now. So IBM has put a lot of effort into creating web interfaces for all these different products, and here they are, right? So if you come in as an administrator, which is me, I can set up my LDAPs, I can manage users, easy enough to do, right? Enable email notifications. I've got little videos that I can click on that'll show me, what Cloud Pak is, talks about it, which is great. Right? So it's a very easy to use, simple interface, little insights here and there. I can check out the docs, explore a data community that they have. So all these links are built right in. When I'm done with all that stuff, great. I can actually go and do my collect and organize, my analyze, my accelerate. Those are how things are designed and how they're kind of grouped. So I collect and organize, and I take a look in here. Well, it's exactly what you might think. Set up your data source connections. So I set it up here. I can set it up for everything. Right? It's really easy to do. You just click on it. Everything's, again, web-based, easy to use. I've got 2 JDBC drivers, one connecting to DB2, one to DB2 warehouse. Want to upload another driver, I can do that easy enough. I can add a connection. So this web interface is really going to be with you through your entire experience with Cloud Pak. They're constantly enhancing it, but to be honest, it's pretty slick right now. It's very easy to use. It's very intuitive. Little help buttons here and there and everywhere. Explore business terms, explore catalogs, create a database. So under the covers, you don't even realize it, but when it says explore catalogs, it's using Watson Knowledge Catalog. When it says create a database, well, it could be using DB2, DB2 Warehouse, or it could be using Netezza. It kind of shields you from a lot of the back-end tech and the tech names. So everything's designed to be very easy and very simple from a user's perspective. Okay. Analyze to create an analytics project. So I come in here and I create an analytics project if I want to. Right. And there's the acceleration section as well. Over here, I can actually take a look. It's another kind of menu with all my different options. So I come in here, I've got my catalogs. That's my organization. I've got transforming data. So I come in here and I can transform data. And I don't have a pass. Oh, I probably logged out. Is it admin? There I am. So I transform data. It says D stage 1. So obviously under the covers, it's actually using data stage. But it doesn't really use those terms anymore. It's kind of just what do you want to do. Now, I have a lot of things here because I'm an administrator. The user comes in, they're only going to see their little section of what's important to them. But the important thing is that it has the exact same interface. And really, you're just turning things on, turning things off by adding these other cartridges or these other components. So you might want to use them, you might not want to use them. But the thing that's really nice about the system is it's a one-stop shop and everything's integrated. The look and feel, and nobody knows necessarily what the product's called. They just know that they need to do a certain task, and that's the whole purpose of it. Right? We want to get the tech out of it. Is replacing or using information governance catalog? It's a good question. So it's available in essentially 2 forms, governance catalog. You can have it on-prem, or you can have it actually in Cloud Pak. But I'll be honest, I've used Governance Catalog, and I've used WKC, Watson Knowledge Catalog. WKC, in my opinion, is probably a superior product to Governance Catalog, because Governance Catalog is a little bit more geared towards IT people, while WKC is geared 100% for non-technical people. So,
yeah, and Mark, if I could just jump in here. So Glenn, what IBM has done is they have taken features and components from Information Governance Catalog, Information Analyzer, and the standalone Watson Knowledge Catalog, and they've baked it into Watson Knowledge Catalog 3.0. So many of our existing information server and IGC customers are moving towards a WKC platform. All of the same features and functions of IGC are within the platform of Cloud Pak for Data, but there's also a brand new UI and machine learning built in. So your IT folks can handle all of the governance rules and policies, and then your business analysts, your data scientists, et cetera, actually have a very, very slick UI where they can access the catalog, build their own catalogs, et cetera. So is it replacing IGC? Essentially, yes. IBM is not going to come out with a new iteration of IGC. We're putting pretty much all of our governance focus into Watson Knowledge Catalog, which is in the base of Cloud Pak for Data. Hopefully that answers your question.
All right, and so everything's integrated in Cloud Pak, and the user doesn't even really know where they're going. They're just going from one interface to another. Under the covers, they're choosing different products, but they don't know, and they don't really need to know. Why would they, right? And then as an admin, I can come back, and I can take a look, and I have my high-level dashboards of, do I have governance rules, how many are assigned, all my different assets. So really, there's a lot of products involved, and I really don't want to go too deep dive into it, but really the purpose of this was just to show you this kind of unified interface that is Cloud Pak for Data. So the whole purpose is to take the tech out of it, even from the tech guy side. So the implementation and the upgrades of the tools in here is much easier than before because of the containerization with the Kubernetes and OpenShift. And now from a user's perspective, they don't even realize that they're going from one product to another. It's just a feature that's been granted to them or not granted to them. Since this interface has this exact same look and feel, maybe from a terminology point of view, they can understand or figure out what product is really under the covers, but they're not really going to know any other way. So that's pretty much what Cloud Pak is. It's your entire analytics journey with one unified interface that's designed to be very simple to use for a standard user, a business user, and not an IT person. If IT has to get involved, there's a problem, right? IT should not be involved. They need to make sure the system's up and running, and that's about it. Everything else is drag and drop, point and click, all web-based. That is what Cloud Pak is, and now it comes in an appliance form, and Netezza is back. So now you can get it with Netezza built in. And it's just a backup and restore. Again, if you have a very large implementation, we can definitely get the data from A to B, but we'd have to kind of go through what we consider a best case scenario, because you probably want to do it once, test it, and then maybe a final cutover. So you probably have to move it twice, possibly, unless we can do some kind of iterative restore. But anyway, don't want to dive too deep into that. But that's the whole purpose of Cloud Pak. Easy to use, business-oriented, very easy for the business to be able to share knowledge between each other because they all have that same interface, and just give them any and every product and every tool they need right out of the box to get their job done. That's Cloud Pak. All right? Any questions about that? I don't know if there's a TCO study between Netezza on-prem versus on-cloud, because on-cloud technically isn't available yet. As a result, pricing isn't available yet. So there's no way to actually do a compare of on-prem versus on-cloud. So I don't think there has been. There definitely can't be. But there probably will be once it does come live. think really the reason why you're going to go with Netezza on cloud is not really because of the TCO. It's probably because of a shift in your company. Either company wants your data on-prem or they want it in the cloud. If they wanted on-prem before, Netezza was great. If they wanted in the cloud, Netezza wasn't an option for them. Now it is. I don't think the dollars and cents are going to make that much of a difference. To be honest, Netezza, the thing about it, it works great. The TCO on Netezza out of the box is not that much because once you buy it, thing just runs itself. I've got clients that use the admin password. They never even hooked it up to LDAP, and it works like a charm just because they don't do any admin stuff at all. They don't know much about databases. They don't know anything. Everything they do just works. And if they try to switch to another database, the SQL is so big, so bad, so ugly, it doesn't work on any other databases. So the TCO is low because you don't have to do a lot of training. Right, and that's going to be the same way in the cloud. It's going to be the same product. It's going to be the same look, the same feel. Everything's a web interface now, so that works. If you're a Agility user, that works still too. No problems whatsoever. I think the biggest thing isn't really going to be a TCO. I think the biggest reason is you just want to be cloud, or you want to be on-prem, or maybe you want that hybrid. But now, at this point, there is no TCO. Any other questions? We kind of went through a lot. Hopefully you have a good feel for what Cloud Pak is, how it works, the purpose of it. Really under the covers, you don't really need to know too much about how it works, the beauty of it. But it's just one unified interface for end-to-end analytics. So gathering your data, storing your data, getting to your data, categorizing your data, governing your data, all your analytics, not just basic analytics, but advanced analytics, AI, machine learning, with quick starts built in, one look, one feel, and then if you go with a plus option, you can add Netezza to it as well. So that is Cloud Pak for data with the IPS, IBM Performance Server. So we're kind of getting to the end of the hour here. Kind of reviewed everything I think I wanted to cover. Any other final questions? Questions that we had from a few people, we definitely will follow up once we get that information. Can customers search and consume data sets from within here and create their own? That's a great question. The answer is yes. You can actually add your own data sets, and you can do it a couple ways. You can actually input data right into the system. So you can actually upload flat files, or you can actually collect data and bring it in through essentially what's data stage under the covers, or you can use data virtualization to connect to your data. All right, so here's your different data sets here. Add assets from a connection. So maybe I've got a connection to my source system, or add assets from a data file, and I can get that data, bring it in, and what's nice about it is I can share it with other people as well. So the answer is yes, you can definitely do that, and it's a very slick and easy interface. If you're familiar with DB2 Warehouse in the cloud, this actual easy-to-use interface is actually very similar to that one too. Good question. Once the system's up and running and it takes no time to do it, and you connect to everything and anything, your users have really no reason to not be able to get the information they need. You can upload your own data, you can connect to data sources that have already been created, either pulling in the data or using that data virtualization to run SQL against that data, and then all the different analytics on top. But again, great question. Any others? No? Okay. Hopefully it was very informative. There were a few questions that we couldn't answer just because that information is not available yet, but we are keeping track on it. I literally ask every week for pricing, options, and everything else. So as soon as I find out what it is, you will find out what it is, and so we will keep track of you and your name, and we will make notes, reach out to you right away. But again, if there's any other questions that come up, please feel free to reach out directly. So I'm Mark Martina, mmartina@techd.com. Feel free to just shoot me an email, ask me any question you want. I'll get back to you right away. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And again, looking forward to hearing from you. And good luck to Cloud Pak for data.